Alright, part 2. I didn't record the pencil parts, but we're doing the pen outline for this dragon. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to name her. And her name will be Ouyscaw. I'm going to pause it for a second so I can write. Okay. I just came up with this one, and the spelling's a little different because I didn't want to spell it. Basically, think about the rules with pronunciation for Japanese, because I've been teaching myself Japanese, and this is based on Japanese pronunciation. So you might say it's how you would say it in Japanese, but it's an original name, and I've never heard any Japanese word like that, so it's using the Japanese spelling to create a sound, thus a new name. Kind of making a big deal about it, I know, but that's her name. She's probably going to be one of my characters. Like, I do a whole lot of characters. I'll show you guys about that probably in a video very soon. When I get them out, check which ones need to have some pen outlines and which ones I want to just do a whole new sketch before I go to pen. Yeah, I've done a lot of dragons recently. I absolutely adore dragons, so right now that's what I'm doing. One of the hardest parts about making the scales, like, move over and get smaller is if you have the horns and stuff integrated into that scene. It means blank spots when you're going for different colors with the horns and the scales. So it's not the easiest thing. I think probably the easiest thing about drawing a dragon for me, I always start with the eyes. And as you can see, I've actually colored in some of the eye, the parts that are going to be the darkest parts. And I did it with a pencil for a little bit, did the shading a bit, and I also started pencil down here before I actually decided, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the pen outlines before I get into all that. And I'm not sure if I'll continue with pencil shading or not. I might integrate it in. I just kind of do that. I decide things, and I do them very differently than most. That's where being a self-taught artist comes in. You can do things that nobody else expects, and just be like, that's what I felt like today. Instead of having to go with a specific style, genre, or something like that. So many artists I've seen seem to be hampered in some ways by that. And I'm not being judgmental, I'm just saying that I see them when they're trying a specific style or technique, especially like when they're new to it, or when they're really trying to constrain themselves to a specific thing, then it feels forced. But it comes out good and it looks alright. But when you see their process of how they're doing it, it just looks more forced. slippery sheet of paper. I used to tape down my drawings, not always during the outlining process, but later when I'm doing the coloring and stuff. But lately I haven't been doing that. If you see a difference in my style and stuff, it's because I've mostly been just drawing to get stuff drawn, rather than trying to do it for the sake of recording a video. I have to remind myself which lines to actually color this color. I'm used to doing the outlines in black, or the whole thing in one color. Started dabbling with colored pens, Micron. Haven't gotten those out for a long time. Kind of expensive, so. And now everything's gone up, so. Per usual. Everything's just going to be more and more expensive. No matter how hard I try, it always seems to be a little high. It's like, I try to sell hunt and stuff, but sometimes you just can't find something on sale. This is like one of the shoulders, not really like the shoulders, but like, see, he's like looking around behind himself. I mean, she's looking around behind herself. And I kind of use he and she intermittently because I think of dragons as hermaphrodites, so they reproduce on their own. They don't have to have another dragon. That's why I love that kind of mythological creature, rather than other people's version where they're like, oh, it's got to be a male and a female, so, you know, the race can die out easier. And, like, no, that's just not the one I want to like. So, I think of them as hermaphroditic. Okay, and that's all the scales outlined. And why did it change angles? Oh no, I did not want that. Dang it, I must have tilted it. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a little breather and come back in a different video.